Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amila Shazwina Pitawar Nizam, and today I'm going to present to you a topic of physical characteristic of a traditional English garden.
Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to discuss about the English garden. More specifically, we are going to discuss about the physical characteristic of a traditional English garden. Okay, how about we start out with the question of what is a traditional English garden? As you can see, English garden, or we can also call it as English landscape garden or English landscape park, is a style. It's a landscape style emerged in England in the early 18th centuries. So the style is replacing the more formal, symmetrical French garden style in the 17th centuries as the principal gardening style of the entire Europe. So in this picture, this is the example of the French garden layout, where it's more symmetrical and it's more formal, as you can see in the picture. Next, of the concept of English garden. So the philosopher or the person that came out with this concept is known as William Kent. So William Kent is an artist and a designer in the early 18th century, and also known as the father of English landscape garden, as he is the one that came up with the concept from the transition of the architectural garden to an English garden, where the architectural garden you see is more linear, is more formal, and the linear vista that implied man's continued control of the surrounding countryside. But in the English garden, it's more natural look. It's a natural view, and also has an irregular informality that is achieved in the landscape. Next, the philosopher that came up with the English garden, the philosopher that given this idea is called, the English philosopher is called Francis Bacon, where his idea was supported by Joseph Addison and Alexander Pope, where they argued that trees should be allowed to grow into natural shapes, not as a formal shape or not as in a rigid shape. So that's why it's pointed out by the artist of William Hopper that he pointed out that the beauty of a wavy line and also the attitude of the nature was good. Why they argue and support this philosophy is that because before the English garden, before the introduction of the English landscape, the nature was known or was viewed as dangerous. So when English landscape garden styles been implanted in the era, it completely changed this view, and it makes people more appreciate and value the natural of the world, because most of the garden was arranged in French or Dutch style, as you can see in the picture at your right side, where this is an example of a French and Dutch style. This Dutch style have a rectangular subdivision, and also straight avenues and paths, and where the water feature or the water contains symmetrically shaped basin. Okay, without further ado, I'm gonna explain to you the physical characteristic that I've noticed in the English landscape, in the English garden or English landscape garden. So the physical characteristic is being given out into 4 points, which is the first point is the landform. We can see through the landform, we can see through its landscape, we can see through its softscape, and also the use of water. So in landform, the English park contains a few romantic land elements, and the most common element that been used at the English garden, the landform that been usually used is there will be a pond or small lake with pier or bridge in the English garden, like in the picture shown in the slide. Next, other than that, the surrounding of the pond or the lake, there will also be a round or hexagonal pavilion that often found in the shape of monopteros, which is a Roman temple. Okay, that is the term of the landform. For the second characteristic is that for the hardscape. So the most common hardscape elements in the English garden is found such as beescape, natural stones, bridge, ruins, cobblestone, wattle aging or panel that used by using woods, and also haha wall, or it's a retaining wall that divides between divides the land, the function of the land. Okay, the third And then next, for the hardscape structures that usually used in the English garden are made out of wood, which includes the arbor, the pergola, and also the gazebos. And this is for the second characteristic. For the third characteristic is for the softscape. For the softscape, English garden usually use some principles in designing the softscape features, like the designer favors a symmetry of colors and strong lines, such as the path, stone ornaments, and also raised spots of pink azaleas, so that it will create a strong focal point in the garden. And other than that, this is some of the softscape features that they use, like lawns and mixed borders, formal planter, trim box hedges, and soft cascading border. These are the softscape that they usually use, the softscape features or style that they usually use in an English garden. Next, and the last characteristic is water. As we can see that most of the English garden, they really include a water feature or water element in their design. Why? Because the designers favored the steel mirror-like surface to reflect the natural landscape surround the pond or the lake or the pool or the water element in the garden. So, in conclusion, the English garden style is influenced by the shift from formal and symmetrical gardens to a looser and irregular style, a more loosened style. So this style is they more value the nature, and they encourage the visitors to always wander at the gravel path, not only like a rigid path. And the English landscape design, this landscape design also guaranteed to us to introduce a sense of mystery to our landscape. So in this picture, this is an example of an English garden where there's a temple of British worthies in the garden, and also the Capability Bronze Grayson Valley at the Temple of Concord and Victory. Okay, that is all from me. Thank you.